Okay, here is my Tylecodon Paniculatus, which I've had since 2005. It's originated from South Africa. This plant can grow up to 8 feet tall and 16 inches in diameter. It's deciduous. It drops its leaves around the end of summer, the start of autumn, and its growing year is winter. Well, fertilise, use a cactus mix fertiliser, water it down a bit, give it a liquid form, or you can use slow releasing fertiliser, but I rather prefer to use liquid fertiliser, even though there is some slow release fertiliser on top of the soil that I've had for years. That I just thought I might just put some there, but it's growing. As you can see, this plant here is about 2 feet tall, and the trunk is about 3 inches. I'll just show you with my hand around it. It's fairly thick. The trunk actually, as it gets older, it does swell up. It becomes more the form of a cordic form. It's a slow grower. Also too, this plant is toxic, so if you're taking cuttings off the plant, make sure you wash your hands afterwards. It is poisonous because in its natural habitat, the cattlemen in Africa, cattle have died because of this plant. So if you've got young children or toddlers, you know what they're like. They tend to get into everything. So make sure this plant is out of reach. They're very easy to grow from seed. And flowering is roughly around about late spring, early summer. It'll start throwing out its flowering spikes, and it's towards, say, late spring, summertime, the flowers will actually open up. Pollination is insects, mainly bees, because the flowers hold a fair amount of nectar. So I've only seen bees actually come to this plant, some other insects, but yes, easily grown from cuttings. If I turn this plant around, I had a branch actually break off from this. You can see it's sort of calloused over just right there. Yeah, and as it gets older, the trunk seems to swell up and the bark tends to peel away. It's like shedding its skin. But likes full sun. Can tolerate the cold weather to a certain degree. I don't think anything below, say, 5 Celsius or 40 degrees Fahrenheit, anything below that, I would take the plant indoors during the winter time if it gets below that. But this here would be where the old flowering spike had produced, and what happens then, it stops growing from that head and branches out, as you can see. So that ends up being bushy. If you want to, you can actually prune this plant down so it could actually grow a bit more robust at the very base of it, where I've seen in pictures where people have done. There is quite a fair few plants in this species, family. I have actually got another I think about 3 or 4 other species similar from the same gender. I'll show you the one in the hothouse. You can see the total difference of being in the hothouse and from being outdoors in the foliage. Okay, here we are in the hothouse. This is the cutting. This plant here has been growing for the last 2 years. It hasn't flowered. It's actually growing well this year. I think it's taken root-wise really well. It does love this condition. You can tell by the leaves they're a lot larger and greener in comparison to the one being outside, the original parent. But you can see the new growth. Just below that brown patch is the new growth there. It's in a 3-inch pot. 3-inch pot. 3-inch pot there. Very porous soil, well drained. So I water this regularly, maybe once a week, because in the hothouse I've got fans circulating, so they dry out fairly quick. And so at the moment I've just turned the fans off because they're making a bit of a racket. But yeah, actually I'll see how it goes this year. If it doesn't flower, I might take the eye of the plant off and force it to branch out for next year. Easy plant to grow. Yeah, like I said, it comes from South Africa, Namibia. It's mainly found. It's a very dry and arid soil. You can find it in rocky outcrops. But yeah. I just thought I'd show you my bees. They're actually doing their orientation flight. The weather's been fairly cold and they're all coming out of the hive at the moment. And another little hobby of mine, which is getting out of hand actually. But I'll tell you what, the honey is just magnificent when you've got your own bees. Yeah. I've been stung quite a fair few times, but yeah, so if you like anything to know more about bees, just put in the comments there and I'll show you a bit more about the beekeeping side of things. So yeah.